Hi.
Oh,
Hello. Welcome
I almost
back.
just said, welcome to Morbid Podcast. The podcast I listen to. Welcome back to the Hive Mind.
Hi.
I'm Genevieve.
I'm Abby.
I'm Alexis.
We
Autumn isn't
currently
here.
Don't have Autumn
She's at-
because she sucks.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, where
She's a
she's
wolf.
at.
She's doing wolf things.
Gallivanting
She's
through the woods.
in the woods.
Ow, 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 ow.
Careful,
oh my God.
she might come.
Can you hear her?
I
heard
hear her
call.
thumping around down there.
Galloping.
Literally full speed
Stalking her.
through the woods.
She's stalking her prey.
Setting traps.
She's setting like a rope. Imagine Autumn as a wolf setting a rope.
Digging a hole and then putting branches
Do you
over
think
it.
she's an all black wolf?
I don't know.
Maybe all black with like a little bit of gray in the
Yeah.
face
Oh,
and like a
yeah.
stripe down the chest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Wow.
Maybe like
Mhm.
one gray paw.
Do you guys ever see her take a picture?
Yeah. You'll never see her again.
Keep
She's
your
an
eyes
owl.
out.
I've never seen it.
Neither
I
have
have.
I.
I have.
Dang.
Is she absolutely stunning?
I thought she was gonna
Majestic?
kill me.
I was going to say, I feel like she would be like majestic. Like
glistening.
yeah.
No, she was mad that I saw her in her true form and she was gonna kill me.
Oh.
I had to run it.
You almost were one of our true crime cases.
I know.
Dang.
You see on the news, 20-year-old woman found dead on the side of the road.
Mauled to death.
A
Hey,
chunk taken
Don't
out
be-
of her.
Don't be speaking like that. That's what I'm about to talk about.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
All right. So quite the segue in. Today I'm going to be talking. Today
Talking.
Today I'm talking about paperwork. Today I'm talking about Paige Renkowski. This is a case that is very close to home. My dad told me about this case, so shout out to my dad. I almost said his name, but I don't think he wants it out
Shout
there.
out to Jenna's dad.
Hello. Hi, Jenna's dad.
He's not listening.
Hi, Dwight.
Dwight. Yes. Hi, Dwight. So my dad told me about this because he was like, I remember the day this happened and it was scary. And like researching this, like seeing the comments, everyone was like, I still remember this case. Like I think about her like at least like once a week. Like I want to know if she's out there. I want the family to let her lay to rest. What was I? Holy! I
So
just
is this unsolved?
Yes, it is still a missing persons case. So, sorry to, ruin the ending. Spoiler alert: she's still missing.
Should there be a trigger?
No, because there isn't anything that they really know.
Okay.
So, I guess trigger warning: being kidnapped, possibly.
Okay.
Okay.
Missing.
So Paige, at the time of her disappearance, she was a substitute school teacher / like school aide. She was living in Okemos,
Michigan?
Michigan, yes. She was born on February 2nd, 1960. She had strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. She had a scar on her right leg, screws in her left knee, and also had a right knee replacement. I just licked my mic. She had a long surgical scar on the inside of her right arm and like along her elbow. She was described as a very tiny girl, 5'6" and 125 pounds. We were discussing before this while I was telling them, this girl literally sounds like me. Like so many similarities. Widowy sounds like me, and I'm widowy hitting the gwitty. I'm so scared because there's so many connections.
So how old was she?
30 years old at this
Okay.
time. So Paige was very close with her mom, and her mom was like the type of person who always cared for her and like made sure she knew just how much she was loved. Throughout Paige's childhood and well into her adult years, Paige was always doing super sweet things to show her affections towards others. News articles and outlets were flooded with descriptors. I'm speaking too fast.
Take a breath.
News articles and outlets were flooded with descriptors of her acts of kindness and sweet behaviors. She would do things like make cupcakes or write notes, like send like
Aw.
letters.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Send
just like
gifts.
a sentimental.
She loved giving gifts. There wasn't a day that went by that she wasn't lighting up someone's life. It's so sad.
Aw.
So now her mom treasures those sweet memories and holds those notes. Like, she still has, like, all the notes and everything, along with photographs of Paige. She holds them dearly to her. I don't know if I said that. I cut myself off. Paige was the oldest of 4 younger siblings. So there were 4 younger siblings, and she was the oldest.
Okay.
She was described by many as someone who would take even the most difficult situation and turn it around. She was a very positive light source for all that were around her. During Paige's childhood, her mother separated from Paige's father, and this was something that was very hard on both of them. From what I read, it said that he wasn't a very good person.
Okay.
He was, and like the divorce was a very like
Messy.
troubling and like messy divorce. So when Paige had graduated, she had no clue what she wanted to do as far as her career path. She was described as a drifter from job to job. Hello. After high school, because she was a young woman trying to figure out her life, that's why she was kind of drifting. She didn't know what she wanted to do.
Makes sense.
During this time, Paige worked at a restaurant at one point, and while working there, she was caught in like the middle of a grease fire, and that's how she got the scars on her arm and elbow.
Jesus.
And while the recovery was very hard and painful, she managed to, everyone said, keep a very optimistic outlook on the entire situation, and like just kept trying to like cheer people up about her situation. After the restaurant, she worked for a little while as a model for a defunct Michigan-based department store. She's beautiful. She's so pretty. After reading everything about Paige that I have, one descriptor that kept coming up was that she was always super fun, and then everyone always said she never met a stranger because she always welcomed people with a warm smile and so much care, no matter who they were.
Aww.
And it's just like, oh, you're so sweet,
nice.
and you had so much.
Yeah.
She was described by one of her sisters on a Dateline episode as a hard-working woman who always cared and had a smile on her face. So that's a little bit about Paige. I couldn't find a whole lot, but like that's just kind of like the gist of what I found. Like I said, there's not a lot of information. The police no.
Her job
Nothing.
kind of like shows it though, like a school aide.
Yeah.
I read another thing that was like she was always wanting to like teach people, and like she always loved giving like little lessons to like life lessons. I am really having a stroke today. That pizza must have had something in it.
Anytime any of us have to read, we're like,
Okay. So now I'll get a little bit into her disappearance. So at the time of Paige's disappearance, she was 30 years old, working as a substitute or a school aide. On May 24th, 1990, Paige was dropping off her mother at the Detroit Metro Airport. So her mother could fly out to see Paige's younger sister, Michelle, who at the time lived in Atlanta. From Paige's house, it was about a 30-minute drive. They left around 11:30 a.m. After she had dropped off her mother. She made a pit stop to a very close... I wrote friend.
Friend.
F-R-I-A-N-D.
Friend.
Her friend, who had just had a baby, she hung out there for a little while and headed on her way home. While she was on her way home, she was seen around 2:30, 2:45 at a convenience store west on I-275 in Canton Township, where she picked up a beer to have when she got back home. So while she was there, she was caught on tape entering and leaving the store. Around 3 p.m., witnesses states the last sighting of Paige that was in 33 years. So this was the last time anyone had seen her.
Was at that convenience store?
No, it was standing on the shoulder of a freeway speaking to a man next to a maroon minivan and her silver/gray 1986 Oldsmobile Cutlass. The car she was driving was found on the side of I-96 near the Fowlerville exit around 7:48 p.m. that same day. When police arrived, the car was still running, the windshield wipers were still on, her shoes, purse, and the beer that she had purchased were still inside that vehicle, but Paige was nowhere to be seen. I read both that there was some damage, but there was also no damage that they could attach to what happened and why she was pulled over. Like, they couldn't say if it was previous damage or if it was something that happened before.
Like, did she stop because she maybe rear-ended, or did she stop because they had car problems?
They don't know. So, prior to her disappearance, Paige had deposited a large sum of money to her account. I couldn't find the exact number anywhere, but it remains unused to this day. At that time, she had no travel plans. According to everyone, she had no plans to use that money. She was just putting it in, like, savings. She was last seen wearing dark green, medium-length necklace and gold beads. She had green and gold earrings that matched. That was the only descriptor I could figure out and, like, find of what she was wearing that day. According to a witness, Paige was seen outside her car speaking to 2 unidentified black males standing near a maroon/burgundy van with a possible third male either in the car or nearby. I saw both. Paige was described as throwing her hands in the air and gesturing. Then one of the men is seen putting his hand on her shoulder. The same witness that saw this witnessed the car again driving back around about 7:30 p.m. and grew concerned because he still saw the car sitting there, but it was alone, and that caused them to call 911.
So they called 911 because Paige's car was still there.
Yes. So it was described as a motorcyclist, so they remained anonymous, but they drove by and they saw that whole scene of Paige, like, talking to the other person in the maroon van, like, throwing her hands. And when they had drove back by about 7:30, they saw the car still. And they were like, this is weird. Let me take a sip. So, after not hearing from Paige, her mom asked Paige's fiance, hello, to go to her home and check her voicemail. He had no clue that Paige was missing and learned by listening to her voicemail recording of the police letting her know that her car had been towed. No one knew she was missing until he heard that voicemail.
No way.
After that, the first billboard of many was put up where Paige went missing. So the first one went up at the spot where she went missing. Over time, it accumulated to 25 billboards that were placed. Don't know what's going on with me today. About 6 months after Paige's disappearance, investigators received a strange letter from an anonymous source. And it says, red herring. However, I have recently come into some information about Paige that may or may not be true. I have tried to verify as much information as I could and have found many details to be true. Before I read the rest, it's my dad, I was reading this to him and he said, he made me reread, did you say red herring? Because what that means when someone's putting that in there, they're throwing it in there and they're going to be like, I'm going to throw you through a loop. Like, I'm gonna give you some whack information.
Yeah.
Oh, red herring.
Herring.
Herring. Okay.
Wet herring. The letter declares that the map along with the letter, or that came along with the letter, is the supposed route taken by her abductors. The letter ends with, thank you for your attention to this, and it was left unsigned. The letter and map were put away in a case file years later in 1990 and revisited in 2011 when the investigators suspected the map may have originally been read wrong by the other investigators. I'll get more into that in a little bit.
What year did she go missing?
1990.
So they put it away in 1992.
In 1999.
Okay.
In May of 2001, the first suspect was named but quickly eliminated. It was a male who was in prison in Michigan for carjacking at the time, and policed he may have been one of the men that was last seen talking to Paige on the side of the road. I have to burp. After many interviews and polygraph tests, he was quickly taken out and no longer a suspect. So in 2011, the investigators attempted to begin a dig operation by digging along the tree-lined driveway of a home in Livingston County. they did this because a cadaver dog alerted at the side of the road. They were led to the site by the hand-drawn map that was in the letter. And that map indicated that Paige's remains were buried at that site. Upon further investigation, she was not found at that location, and the investigation continues into her disappearance.
Do you know where we're at in Livingston County?
It didn't say. Probably because people are living there,
Yeah.
but like just in Livingston County, I was like,
Damn.
so in 2012 or 2013, I saw both, so somewhere
Either
between
or.
that time, a new witness stepped forward after years with a new suspect description, leading to a new sketch of the suspects. In May of 2013, a new billboard was put up with those suspects, Paige, and 2 other women who went missing in the same area. And then finally, on Paige's birthday in 2018, a memorial was held for Paige and her mother, who sadly passed in 2017.
Oh.
So, ending this here, if you know anything about Paige's case, or you witness anything, or you see her, she would be about 62 right now. So she's going to be a little older. Please reach out to the Livingston County Police and look for more updates/services that they do on a Facebook page that was made in her memory at Paige Renkowski 052490.
That's so
Wow.
sad.
And that's all the information
That's
I
all
have.
that is known.
So I was talking with my dad and he was kind of saying like what he thought kind of happened, kind of giving like a conspiracy. So he thinks that either someone caused an accident, like they hit her or something on purpose to get
Mhm.
her to pull over so that way they could take
Like
her,
brake checked
Yeah.
or something.
or she knew them and she was like pulling over, or she was having car trouble and she pulled over, and then that's how they used that to take her and either kill her or sex traffic her.
So my immediate thought, because of how caring and how no one's
Mhm.
ever a stranger is, I mean, maybe
She
there was
saw
that
someone,
accident, but I
yeah.
think maybe they were just pulled off on the side of
Yeah.
the road, like the bait, like how they'll put a car
Exactly.
seat out, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, where it's like they'll pull you in because they're like, oh, I need help.
Right.
And like, speaking of that, what my parents have always told me, a grown man does not need your help fixing his car.
My brother now works at Bush's and he rides his bike to the trail to go to work. And my mom was like, he called my mom and was like, Mom, I need you to call work and tell him I'm going to be late. And she's like, why? And he's like, well, this guy needs help finding his glasses. And
Nope.
I was like,
An
no,
An
no.
adult never needs your help.
Get out. So then I told him when he got home, I was like, never stop I was like, it sounds insensitive, but I'm like, do not stop
No.
for anyone.
No, if they need help, just like if you're driving, what I've always been told, call 911,
Yep.
let them know where it was. They can come help
Yep.
because I'm not going to be able to help you.
Hello.
Yeah, they're jumping around.
If you hear anything,
It's not thunder.
it's not
It's
thunder.
kids.
That does not sound good. It's
It's kids.
They're
They're
just
being shit
trapped.
whipped.
It's just children.
We're joking. This is all a joke.
They're
The kids are fine.
How are you?
My
related?
niece and nephew.
Yes.
They're okay. We promise. We don't abuse people. But yeah. So many like things were like so close to me. I was like, this is literally me. I even asked my dad. I was like, is there a fucking chance I could be a relative to this girl? Because why are we the same person? I was like, why is it moving?
Where is the table moving?
So I kind of agree with my dad's statement where it's like, and kind of what you said, she was such a caring person that she probably either saw someone pulled over and was like, oh, I can help. But I don't know. And like, I'll post like the picture of the
probably.
suspect.
But do you really think that she could still be alive?
For her sake, I hope not.
Well, I hope, unless like she's hiding out there.
Yeah. She's
know,
somewhere like.
But she never touched that money.
Yeah.
They said 96 or 94
What?
where they saw her.
96.
Isn't that?
Right by Fowlerville.
The Fowlerville
Yeah, that's
exit.
where you can go to Chicago.
No, it's the Fowlerville exit.
Oh.
You can go to Walmart or Culver's.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was driving, I think 94 then. I was going to drive that way, and my aunt told my mom, that's like the main route for sex traffickers because you
Mhm.
can go from Canada all the way over. And then my mom's
Just
like,
don't
you're not driving
stop.
by yourself. You're not driving by yourself. I'm like,
I think she was kidnapped
Mhm.
and like murdered.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully
just is somewhere. Possibly she could be in a farmland. It's Fowlerville.
Maybe like the map that they had of her was like check along this area. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not the end.
Yeah. hopefully if something did happen, it was quick and over with, and she wasn't
Yes.
like,
suffering, and
Yeah.
she's not out there still being trafficked.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
Because that's a long time. 33
Six-
years
Yes.
she has
She'd
been
be
missing.
63. Wow.
Either 62 or 63. One of the two.
They haven't declared her dead.
They found no body, nothing.
Wow.
They have only the car, and that's it. That's the only thing they know. And the
so
witnesses.
only her siblings are left then.
Her 4 siblings. And like her
Dang.
sister like is still trying to this day.
Mhm.
Like the case has been reopened many times, and like she's like, I'm not letting it just get shoved under a rug.
Right.
I am fighting for my sister. And it's like, oh, my
I wish
heart.
they would find something just to put them at ease.
Yeah. Just anything.
Yeah.
Like at this
And
point.
it's sad that her mom passed without
I
knowing what
know.
happened to her poor baby.
Mhm. Without having closure. That's so sad.
The Facebook page, they do services every year on the anniversary of her missing date. And it's like they do like during COVID they did like a Zoom one, or they do in person. I couldn't see like what they actually do, but it's just like they come together and like other people post like, oh, this child's missing, this
Mhm.
person's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, 2013 there were billboards. We would have seen these.
Yeah. I guarantee one of us has seen
Wow.
one.
I remember seeing a lot of like missing.
She's let me pull up a picture of her because she's
Yeah.
let me show you guys. I'll obviously
'Cause she was a
post these-
model.
Yes, I will post these on Instagram.
Was she a model at a younger point in her life?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I think like teenage, early 20s.
Okay, because she was 30 at that time. Okay.
Yeah, and like on Google you can see like pictures of her car and everything. She's so
Aw.
pretty. And you're telling me that's not me?
Get a perm and it's you.
Literally. Like she is.
I wanna
Forget
see
your
her
hair appointment
car.
tomorrow.
Let me,
Yes,
do your hair.
do it at your
yeah,
hair
do your
appointment.
hair like that tomorrow.
like
Oh my
she's
gosh.
stunning.
Natural.
You can just
rosy
tell she's
cheeks.
nice.
Yes. You look at her and you're like, you are a substitute teacher that
Mhm.
everyone loved.
Why would someone do that?
People are awful.
Or did you guys, and we could even get into this case, it's actually active because, or I don't know the ages, but this little boy,
That's the suspect.
the suspects.
Hmm.
I don't know. But this little boy, I think he was taking his dog for a walk. He was like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, taking his dog for a walk, and then he went missing. And like nowhere to be found. Nowhere.
Where?
I think
Here?
I've heard this.
I can't remember if it was here or where, but it was like just recent. It's on
yes,
Facebook.
I think I saw something on TikTok about
They
this.
found his body in front of the church in the town where he went missing, where his parents still live. Found his body. He was still alive, just beaten and like everything. And so he was reunited. Turns out that he was just around the corner for years.
Oh,
Locked up.
Oh my gosh.
Years.
That poor baby.
That- And imagine how the parents feel, like, when they
Yeah.
find out he was this close.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy was I was telling my stepdad like about it before I read more into it, and he was like, unfortunately, he's probably the neighbor. He's probably in the neighbor's basement,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just around the corner. That is
That's
so sad.
So sad.
There's a lady right now I just saw. I think it's in another state. I think it was like Hudsonville, somewhere. I don't remember. She was on the freeway and she saw like a kid, like a 10-year-old, 9-year-old walking on the side of the freeway. And she got out and called the police to help, and now she's missing. So same kind of thing.
So they used. Someone
called
probably
the
used.
police.
I
the
don't
kid.
know. It could be, but the kid was alone.
It was like a couple years ago. I think like 2019. There was like a couple, or I guess a group, but they were using the couple where the woman, they would make her look like she was beaten.
Yes.
She would walk up
Yeah.
to people's doors being like, "Please help,
Or
please
be
help."
in the road.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a guy would be right around the corner waiting, or like a group of people would be waiting to
Mhm.
snatch someone either out of their house or out of their car.
Yeah. The big one that I just remember, it was probably like whenever I turned like 16. I'm sure it happened for a long time, but I just remember like hearing it, and it was really being pressed. Like, even if you're driving on the highway and you see a car seat, like, do not stop.
Do not. Just call the cops.
And that's the thing I feel
Call a
bad
tow
about.
truck or
Is like,
something.
what if someone does need help, but we're all so like
you
everyone's
call-
so like
yeah.
shitty nowadays that it's like,
You
sorry,
can't trust anything.
like I
I'll
wish I could
call.
help you, but I
Like, I'll call and I'll check back up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll do a loop around, but like,
I ain't
I'm not
stopping.
No.
stopping.
No.
I'm not risking myself.
and that's just what I feel so bad about.
I know. But it's like you have to put yourself
Yeah.
priority.
They're going to get a group of y'all in a van.
Exactly.
Well,
It's a very sad case because there's very little information.
it's just all unknown.
And like seeing the pictures of her car, her flip-flops, she was wearing flip-flops. I saw that, like black flip-flops, but they were up against, like one was down and one was up against the gas pedal. Her purse right next to her in the car. The beer she had was on the floor. Radio was still turned up, windshield wipers on, the car lights were on, and the car was still running.
So it's like they literally just opened the door and took her.
wow.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Or I wonder if she was driving, like whenever I wear flip-flops sometimes, especially like the plastic ones, I'll take my feet out,
take
but
all
like
my
I
shoes
still
out.
step
Yeah.
on them.
Mm-hmm.
I take all my shoes off.
Yeah.
Typically drive with my driving slippers.
Wow.
And I don't stop for nobody. Eat my
Mm-mm.
balls. Eat my dust.
That's a rough one. I hope she's found.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Or at least like
Something.
they get
Did they
some
do any
hints.
like facial reconstruction on the computer to see what she
like
would look
facial
like?
recognition?
Yeah.
Or,
I
like,
think
aging?
I think they have. I'll have to see, but I think I saw like one or two where it was like showing like, oh, this is what she would look like.
Because she's obviously aged.
Yeah. I mean, she's 62.
63.
My bad.
Wow.
But
Well, thanks for sharing.
yeah.
Be sure to come back.
Yes.
What are we
Oh
doing
wait,
next
what's
time?
the time?
Yeah.
What's the time? How short is this
Oh.
episode?
I didn't even think about that. 28 minutes.
Do we want to just keep talking maybe
Yeah,
for a
we
little
can
bit?
keep talking.
Because that's very short. I can tell you guys how when at the bar this weekend I almost got in a fight.
What?
Yeah. A group of like 4 or 5 girls.
You almost
Let's
got into
share.
a fight?
I bit off 2 nails.
Why?
Okay. So we're at the bar I typically
Yeah.
go to. I'm not gonna say it. And
Turtle.
yes, turtle. Actually, it is a type of turtle. But so me and my friend Emily, we get there at like 9:30. We are one of the first people there.
People's.
One of the first people's there. And so I'm like, okay, we have an open parking lot. Like it's a very small parking lot. So I just parked. Here's the road. Here's my car. So there's a curb and I'm parked at the last spot.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, keep in mind, no one else in this parking lot. Maybe 3 or 4 cars parked over by the door. So we go in, we have our great time, you know, and we're getting ready to leave at about 2:30.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got home at 4 a.m.
Alexis
I got
is
home
like,
at 4 a.m. I passed out. So we're walking out, and as we're getting closer, we realized, like, this car, here's my car, here's their car.
like you couldn't open the door.
I could not no. And there's like 7 of these fuckers standing by their car, just like with their door open. It's not touching my car. I'm like, cool. Like, y'all are just talking. So I get in the car, and Emily's like, hey, can you guys either shut your door or move your car so I can get in? We're just trying to go home. And the guy's like, oh, you need me to move? And she's like, yeah, please, if you don't mind. And he's like, okay. So he shuts his door, and he walks over to her, and he starts flirting with her. And she's like, okay, like, I don't want to talk. I asked you to move your car, and, like, we need you to move. And so she starts, like, getting a little aggressive. She's like, you need to fucking move. Like, move. And so then the girls that are sitting in the car start flipping her off and start yelling. Mind you, I'm sitting in the car and I'm watching all this. So the guy walks back up to his door, and he, like, gets in the car, but he doesn't shut the door, or he shuts the door. And so I'm like, okay, no one's doing anything. Like,
he's
why
not
are you
moving.
not
Yeah.
moving? So I get out of the car. I'm livid. And I'm like,
Rightfully.
I need you guys to move your fucking car. I start yelling. Like, I heard myself echo. I heard myself yelling after I stopped yelling. So the guy that's driving opens his door and slams it against my car. He didn't mean to. He apologized. He tried to give me his insurance after this whole thing. So I honk my horn, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here now. So all the girls get out of the car, and they're like, what are you going to do? You going to call the cops? You want to fight? And I said, yeah, I want to fucking fight. What do you want to do? I'm fucking pissed. You just hit my fucking car. All we asked you to do was fucking leave. Like, what do you want me to do? Sorry for all the curse words.
Whoa.
Carter's gonna edit this. Beep, 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 beep,
Yeah,
beep,
you can beep it out. But I was livid. So I prepared, and I bit off this nail and this nail. And Emily was like, bro, you scared me. She was like, have you ever been in a fight before? I said, hell no, but I've never been more fucking ready. I know I can pack a mean punch. With no nails, oh, I'm swinging. I said, I'm not going for the hair. I'm going for the face. I'm going for the jugular. Like, I was so ready. And mind you, I have 6 girls that are piss drunk surrounding me.
Swoop
So
the leg.
I am screaming. The owner of the bar and, like, 6 security guards come out. The one that we call Stacy walks out. He's huge. He's about
Stacy.
it's a joke. That's not his real name, but we call him Stacy. Emily has, like, a story behind it. It's funny. I don't know the full thing, so I can't tell y'all. But he comes walking out, and he's like, okay, y'all group needs to get in the car. Like, you two come here. And, like, they're still screaming at me. The guy that's driving is like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get them in the car. Like, I'm sorry about all this. I didn't mean to hit your car. I didn't realize how fast I opened the door. I was like, I don't care. Get in your car and leave. So Chuck and Stacy, or Chuck owns the bar, they get behind me and Emily, and they're like, no, we're on your guys' side. Like, they're obviously doing something wrong. Like, you guys are wilding out. Normally you're the quiet people here. Like, so they get in their car, and the guy is trying to back out and almost hits my car again. And then he stops right behind my car, and he gets out, and he's like, do you want my insurance, my phone number? Like, I'll give it to you. I'm so sorry for hitting your car. And I walked up to him, and I said, I don't care what damage is done to my car. I will fix it. I don't want your number. I don't want your insurance. I want you guys to leave so we can go home. I said, we're trying to get Taco Bell. They close in 30 minutes.
I'm hungry.
It's
Yeah.
a 25-minute drive. We got our Taco Bell. Don't worry. And he was like, okay. And then as he's, like, leaving, he's looking at, like, all the girls, and he's like, why are you guys so stupid? They're the victims, and you guys are yelling at them. Why are you doing that? You had no reason to do any of that. They asked us nicely so many times, and y'all didn't listen. Bitches and hoes, that's what you are. And I was like, hey, I'm starting to like you. I'm starting to like you now. But we eventually, yeah. So
Did you have damage?
Yeah, I have a huge.
Is it? I was gonna say
a scrape like about that big on my car.
Really?
Yep.
Can you just like
No,
no?
I want to see this after.
Yeah.
I will show you guys. But
We insert pictures right here.
I have never been so mad in my life. Like, I'm surprised I didn't black out because
Mhm.
I was like, my heart rate went through the roof. I had so much adrenaline in my body, and I was ready to fight all 6 of these girls.
And you were hungry.
And I was hungry. I wanted my fucking Taco Bell. Oh, me and Emily were driving home, and I was like, God
Yelling.
damn it! I was like, are you kidding me? Why couldn't they just get in the car? Why? I was so mad.
At that point, I would have just pulled forward and had her get in the car.
Or back down.
But they had their door open, and they were literally like, I couldn't move unless I was running them over.
Alexis.
I should have,
Well.
but I was sitting there. I was literally like, bum, 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 on my horn and everything. And, oh, it was so bad. But I don't know if it was my honking or my screaming that made Stacy and Chuck come out and, like, the 6 security guards follow, but it was one of those
They
two.
probably saw it on the cameras too.
They don't have cameras?
They don't.
No. They're a little rinky-dink. They barely have AC. What do you mean? You think they're going to have cameras?
I don't know. I've
No.
never been there.
Fans.
They don't work.
Mm.
They do not work.
Are they those tire fans that make
How
no
does
air?
this place stay
Yeah.
in business?
Because it's so much fun. And they serve good shots. They make them good. Sweet tarts. Oh,
I still have yet to try one.
it's literally tastes just like the candy. If it's made right, it tastes just like the candy.
Mm.
It's so good.
I
love
want to
sweet tarts.
go.
But yeah, that's how I got almost into a fight.
You can next year.
Mm-hmm.
I was so ready to fight. Like, still to this day, if I see them,
Boom.
next time I go,
On site.
Let's go.
it's on site. I'm swinging. I'm just throat chopping all of them.
Like the guy we saw at Walmart
Yes.
when you hit around the corner.
I should have started taking pictures of him.
Oh, you should
should've.
have.
I should have been like,
That was so
Hey, Bessie.
funny.
Selfie.
For context, about last summer.
the wide
Was
angle.
it last summer?
Yeah, because it
Oh,
was
wow.
4th of July last summer.
Okay.
Us 4, Autumn, who's not here, but you know who she is, obviously. We're all hanging out, a ton of us, not just the 4 of us, hanging out, 4th of July, eating 4th of July food, playing cornhole. Well, I don't know. We needed
We
bags.
wanted to play cornhole, but Jamie's very particular. Needed new bags.
So
Yes.
we
He's
made a
listening.
trip to Walmart.
Listening in.
We made a trip to Walmart, and it's us 4 walking around, these 2 in the front, and then me and Autumn were walking behind them. Talking, whatever,
My
blah, blah,
senses,
blah.
my spidey senses
her
kick
spidey
in.
senses go off, and she, like, looks behind me and Autumn and sees this guy and his, like, nephew or something.
Nephew, younger brother, something.
Something.
The
The
other guy
younger-
was like 12.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 12, 13.
Walking behind us. And were they taking pictures
Yeah.
at that point? Taking pictures of the 4 of us. And you 2 walk in front of me. And we're like, okay, like, whatever.
That's
like,
another time I
weird.
was ready to get into a fight. Oh, God.
And so we're walking all the way. We walked in Walmart by the food, and we needed to go to, like, the sports section. So we're walking.
We're walking basically a big L.
Yeah,
It's Walmart.
yeah. And so we're
He's
like, what is going
still
on?
following
Yeah,
us.
he's still following us. I don't know if it was the younger one or the older one was, like, pushing the other one to
The
kind
younger
of, like,
one was pushing the older one
Yeah.
into
to
us.
like almost into us, and we're like, what the fuck, like, what is going on? We're all now ready to fight. We get to the sports section, they're still around lurking, and we're like ready to go, we're ready to yell, we're like,
looking for baseball bats to
yeah,
start swinging.
literally.
Who was it that grabbed the bat?
Me and Autumn.
Yeah.
I
And they
wasn't
like
there.
the wiffle ball bats too.
No, they were the metal
Okay.
ones. They were the metal ones. We
The
were clanking them on the
plastic
ground, like spinning them around like lightsabers. And
fuck?
while you 2 were like, oh, should we get these bags? Should we get these?
Oh,
bags?
I was still watching. I was waiting for him
As
to
me
come
and
around
Autumn
the
were
corner.
like, zoom, 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 zoom. So we then go around to the self-checkout, And I think the girl that was working at self-checkout could kind of... No, the guys got to self-checkout first.
Yeah.
And they were done. And walked all the way to the end.
But
where
they
we
were
walked in.
waiting,
They were like between the two doors.
Yeah, you know where you can like make like a key
Dog
or
tag.
a dog tag. They were waiting by that, like pretending to do it.
Well, we didn't know yet.
Yeah, no.
Because so we
But that's
waited
what
there.
they were doing while they were waiting.
And I think the girl that was working there could kind of tell that we were like sketched out. So she was talking to us for a minute. We walk out and you were like, if they're still there, I'm going to yell at them. And sure enough, they were. Us four walk out and we were in your Subaru.
The soup
Close to the
stir.
front.
Soupster.
Yeah, close to the front too. And you're like, if they're still there, I'm going to go off on them. Sure enough, they're there. As we walk out, you are by the wall, the like side diagonal wall, and are just ready to go. Did you ever say anything?
I don't think I
I don't
did.
think stuff was said.
No, unless like we were walking to the car and they were walking behind us, and
Like,
I
we
was
were
just like, "Are you
talking.
fucking kidding
Yeah.
me? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you following us?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that."
So we get all four of us get in the car, and now we're just like they're staring at us,
And they were parked like right next to us.
yeah,
too.
and we're like flipping them off, like all that, and they're just laughing and laughing. We get in this car and we start to drive away, and we park because we think they're still following us, but we watch them go down the road. Luckily, but we're like, get
First
the
of
fuck
all-
out
And
of
then we
here.
came back and told the guys that
They're-
we got in a fight, and we like were punching the
Yes.
inside of the Subaru to like redden our knuckles and
Yeah.
everything. That was so funny.
I think Jake believed it for a minute. He was like,
He
so
did.
where is he?
I
Where
think
are
Carter
they?
did for a second.
He said no.
Did you not hear my story about how I almost got in a fight this weekend?
My thing though, so many free.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's so many free websites.
I know.
Yeah, literally.
Pornhub.com.
I'm
we
just
weren't.
trying to
Go
enjoy
look.
my 4th of July.
And
you
we
wanna
weren't
pay,
wearing anything.
Go to OnlyFans.
Weird.
You can pay for a specific picture. Like,
If you want to pay, even you don't gotta.
no.
We were literally all
Look
of
up
us
booty
wearing,
cheeks on Google.com, and I guarantee you will find it.
we were just wearing like t-shirts and shorts,
Yeah.
just jean shorts.
Normal, yeah.
Dressed how we want. And you know what? We should not be objectified.
No,
Should not be sexualized
No.
because we're wearing clothing.
preach.
No matter how
Scandalous.
scandalous they are. Fuck, I could be wearing my bra and thong. Like, don't take a picture of me. Unless I give you consent. Don't take a
And you're
picture of me.
paying me?
Yeah. And you're giving me money? This shit ain't free. This is once in a
Hell no.
lifetime opportunity.
Opportunity.
This is once in a lifetime opportunity. Holy, I'm
Opportunity.
having a stroke.
What's
guys.
going on?
I
It's
think
the
my
air.
brain is just tired. I have been up since 6:30. I walked around the zoo for 5 hours, and then I cried to the Lion King.
And you have to work.
Fuck no! Why did you say
Don't
that?
remind me.
Why did you say that?
Because it's Sunday. And I'm thinking about my bed.
Luckily,
God.
both of you get to just roll out your bed. I have to go take more stitches out of people.
Yeah, he doesn't have to work. What a butt face.
Lucky.
You know what? Eat my balls, Jamie.
Jeremy or Jamie doesn't have to work tomorrow.
Those lucky shits. Neither does Jordan. Or Autumn.
Or Jake.
What the fuck? This is not fair. What is
The
life?
one
It's like
time
only
that
us
we
three.
just I know, the one time that we want everyone. No
we
one's
could
ever
be going
available.
kayaking tomorrow, but
Hey, comment if you have to work tomorrow.
Are we sick?
hey, like and comment if you have to work tomorrow. Tell us where you work.
Yeah.
What's
Are
your
we-
hours?
Are we sick? We can call him sick.
Send me the address.
No, we're short staffed. I can't.
Guys,
call
I'm
in.
actually having a stroke. I can't come into work tomorrow.
Sorry.
Ugh, I'm going.
I have
low.
a totally unrelated topic, but I don't want to talk about it on here.
Oh, I was gonna say
I'll tell
speak
you
your
guys
truth.
after.
Speak your truth. What else do I have to talk about?
I don't know what I've done the past few days.
Dog sat.
Dog
That's what I've
sat.
done.
Hung out with my sister. That was fun.
I'm trying to remember what I did Saturday. I went and got my nails done.
Oh, I worked. That's what I did.
I
wanna get my nails done.
Be going out to the bar again, but Emily was like, "No, I can't." I was like, "I don't think I can either." After the adrenaline rush of last night,
I just
have no
can't.
energy.
I need a weekend.
Oh, I did the cha-cha slide in my bedroom. That's what I did.
In my bedroom.
Yep. I had my speaker on and I did the cha-cha slide. After I finished that in like less than an hour, I was like, I don't know what
All
else to
right,
do.
now what?
Cha-cha slide. I fucking love that song. That's my song. I can't resist it. That and the Cotton Eye Joe. Ooh.
And a Rasputin.
Oh, yeah.
Rasputin.
Is it you that sent me that TikTok? And it's like my only like drinking
Yes.
skill
Really?
is all of Rasputin.
Me showing off my party skill.
Yeah, that's
Just
what it was.
dancing.
That's me. Next time I go to the bar, I'm gonna ask Austin, the DJ, to play Rasputin.
Yeah, once me and
Rasputin.
Autumn can go, Emily just has to learn, and then you have to come too. I know it'll be a little late.
It'll be a little late.
We'll be there at 10. You know what? You can leave by midnight. It's only a 45-minute drive.
I'm thinking like 9, leave by 10.
9, there's no one there. He will not play it. He'll only play like songs that we request because we request like the like
Fun
dancing,
song.
like
Yeah.
good songs. Just let me out.
Yes.
And he knows. He's like, I have to play country music until the old people leave, and then once they leave, I can start, throwing the good ones out. And I'm like, yes. Yes.
10? I could do that.
Love you,
I'm not
Austin.
like that big of a baby.
You can leave at like 11. You can only stay for an hour.
Yeah.
You're home by 11:45.
I'm a really bad person though, where like, especially whenever I go to my dad's, he'll like get me pulled into something
Yep.
and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to leave, and I'll tell Carter every time, I'm like, oh, it'll be quick. I'll be home by like 8.
We'll
No,
go.
at,
We'll
like,
go on a
10.
Friday night. So then, like, you have the whole weekend to recoup.
Yeah, Friday that I don't work Saturday.
Yep.
February,
I just got
will
a
you
weird
both be?
text from Autumn. What? No,
February.
I'll be in April.
April.
So it looks like we're going April.
April
Mhm.
Fools.
Y'all better be ready.
April 15th.
Dang. Late April Fools.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else we need? What are we at for time?
I think we're at like 40. Whoa, I just put in my password wrong. 47.
Okay, we can probably end it here then.
All right.
Hope
Be
you
sure-
enjoyed the short little case.
And be sure to like and follow YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, and
Instagram.
Instagram.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.